Lackawanna County Court, which is to protect Luzerne County's investment in AAA baseball franchise owned by the Stadium Authority. A little history on it is that at the onset of the agreement between Luzerne County and Lackawanna County, Luzerne agreed to help fund the acquisition of the Northeast Baseball franchise. We entered into a contract with Lackawanna County and the Stadium Authority, which governs how the proceeds of any further sale of the franchise would be divided. The parties agreed that in the event the franchise is sold, the Stadium Authority would only have a right to the first $345,000 of the gross proceeds and no more. The parties further agreed that the gross proceeds over that amount would be divided evenly between the two counties. In reaching this agreement, the parties discussed and rejected the idea that the proceeds would or could be used first to retire existing debts prior to the distribution to the parties. Both the Stadium Authority and Lackawanna County have reneged on that deal. They have been covert in their dealings regarding the franchise. The Stadium Authority and Lackawanna County have taken the position that debt, including any debt owed to Lackawanna County, should be paid off of the proceeds first and before any distribution to the parties, and that Luzerne County is at most entitled to only half of the net proceeds of the sale. In fact, the Stadium Authority has now totally repudiated its commitment to Luzerne County by entering into a loan agreement that requires it to use all the proceeds for repairs to the stadium or for the construction of a newly built stadium. Luzerne County's ultimate goal is to keep baseball in Northeast Pennsylvania, thereby maintaining for this region the economic, social, and other benefits that flow from the operation of AAA baseball franchise. Luzerne County brings this lawsuit to ensure that the rights of our citizens and their interest in this franchise are protected. We are asking the courts to rule that the Stadium Authority's rights in the gross proceeds of any sale are limited to $345,000, and that Luzerne County is entitled to half of the gross proceeds. The bottom line is the people of Luzerne County have a proprietary interest in this franchise, and it is our responsibility as commissioners to protect them. On a personal note, I just want to say I don't take pleasure in suing a fellow board of commissioners. We work very closely with Lackawanna County. We have many joint ventures together. We've talked about building a joint juvenile detention center. Our MVHCC system works very well together. Our transportation system works well together, and we are interested in combining our transportation authorities. But at the same time, we have a responsibility as a board to protect the interests of Luzerne County. And it's our responsibility, and that is what this whole undertaking is about. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to my fellow commissioners for their comments.
This has been a long process. As you know, I've been a commissioner now for 11 years. I just discovered this relationship back in 2000 with Lackawanna County. And I followed it through. We made sure that we paid our half of our obligation, which was $1 million that was paid off in 2007. And in 2007, as a commissioner, when Bob Cordero handed me a copy of an agreement with Mandalay and the Yankees at the airport board meeting, I said, "What's this all about, Bob?" And ever since then, we did what was right for the people of this county. Number one, we had a public vote, I believe it was in August of 2007, rejecting the Mandalay agreement. We followed up with that by hiring two law firms, a law firm in Scranton, a law firm in Harrisburg, to look into what our obligations were and what we believe we were going to get from this obligation, this agreement. This agreement, in my opinion, was not in concert with the agreement of 1986. The 1986 agreement was seriously changed with the new agreement that Bob Cordero had entered into on behalf of the Stadium Authority in Lackawanna County. To our dismay, on September 11, 2007, there was a press conference that was called for here in Luzerne County, and that press conference was abruptly canceled. I never had any discussion with any of the law firms at the time. I was kept out of the loop, but in June I started going back and trying to reconstruct what happened after looking over the fact that Luzerne County had paid these two law firms about $60,000. And we were able to find out that actually a lawsuit was in fact written up, ready to be turned over to the courts on September 11, 2007. But for some unknown reason, Jim Long, on advice from former Commissioner Swift, I called up and told the attorneys not to file a lawsuit. To me, after looking at the original lawsuit, after bringing that to the attention of our fellow commissioners here, and our solicitor, we do have a cause of action here. The cause of action is to protect the interests of the residents of Luzerne County. Number one, our residents are important to us. We do own half that franchise. We paid for half that franchise. We're entitled to half the proceeds of the franchise. No one can arbitrarily change the terms of the agreement without a vote of the Board of Commissioners. I think the Lackawanna County Commissioners have been stubborn, have not wanted to sit down and negotiate with us, and not wanted to sit down and abide by an agreement that was entered into by two former boards of commissioners. That's why we're here today. Again, I want to echo what Mary Ann said. We don't want to have to go sue a board of commissioners, but this is what it comes down to. We're going to do it.
My comments are simply that every resident of Luzerne County should be disappointed today. Disappointed that we've had to resort to this. We've had to try and keep a family-oriented economic development tool in northeastern Pennsylvania. We have to sue a fellow and it's stadium authority.